The couch commentators would like to formally apologise to all of our New Zealand brothers,
brethren, cousins.
brothers, sisters, mums, and daddies. You haven't been to markets since you've been. Welcome back to the Couch Commentators podcast, the fastest growing podcast in the nation, and some may say the world. Today I'm joined by James on my right, Dan on my left. No Lucas today. Fucking this guy, seriously, back in Australia. It's Melbourne Cup Day, of course. This is why we're all dressed up.
We got on planes straight from Melbourne to get here to record today.
Straight to this lounge.
I don't know if you can tell, but like...
Yeah, I mean, the audio listeners, we got suits on. I have a Lowe's shirt that has beers on it. It's very formal. And we're all supporting our brother, Ezra Mam, and we're wearing shorts as well.
Yeah.
So
I saw Karl Stefanovic also rocked it.
Yeah, suits and shorts is in, boys.
We're not only wearing shorts, but we're wearing slides as well.
We are wearing slides, which is very fashionable.
I've got the socks and slides.
He's got both. We're rocking some great attire for this podcast. One person missing, of course, Lucas, dogging the boys. He's dogging the boys, and what's the difference? It's always the same. It's always the same. What's the excuse today? Out drinking? Degenerate.
Who drinks?
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
But, no, boys, how you been? Dan, how was your weekend?
Yeah,
Get
not
up
too
to
bad.
much?
I had a quiet weekend at home, you know, just chilling, relaxing.
Yeah,
Did
same
a lot
same
of
old.
sleeping.
Played a
did a
bit of Fortnite.
Fortnite?
Fortnite's back.
Fortnite's back, boys. I don't know if you know, but OG Fortnite.
Some Vic Royales with the boys. James, how was your weekend, mate?
Relatively quiet. There was some cracking cricket games over the weekend, which I can't wait to get into.
I'm excited to hear about the cricket, and I know there's some controversy as well.
Yeah, just a little here or there.
Great. But Lucas, how you doing, mate? No one cares.
If you're not fucking here, you're a dog.
He's dogging the boys. And actually, that brings me to our first segment, boys. It's Lucas dogging the boys. And I'm going to ask both of you guys, what's your best moment of Lucas dogging the boys? James, I'm going to shoot across to you first.
So it's hard to nail down one.
Yeah,
and like this is almost an amalgamation of many from back when we went to the gym. Because there was a few memes going around, and one day we just dumped, I want to say 20, let's maybe make it 50 to 100 memes on his Facebook page.
As you do.
All about him dogging the boys.
Yeah, no. So, Dan, mate, what's your favourite Lucas dogging the boys moment?
I don't really have any, but like all the times he's just dogged the podcast, you know? Like,
yeah, like especially today.
Especially
today. Yeah.
Fucking weak-gutted dog.
I think I'm elaborating on James's story. It was him dogging the gym, like dogging us, for his now wife, was his girlfriend at the time. He said he had a bad back, the excuse to all of us. And then we get selfie photos of him with his missus, and we're going, hold on a second, there's no back injury here, mate. And that's when the memes started flowing in.
But I remember you was telling me a story once of Lucas being too goosed.
Goose, yeah.
Oh, that's the best.
to come.
That's a good backdoor story. James,
Yeah,
you
that's
want that
dogging
one?
the boys.
It was back door before we got in the front door.
We go to a club, and before we even get into the club, he's already asking to go home, and we didn't notice till about maybe 10 minutes in. We were like, where'd Lucas go? He never get out of the car.
Was that the same night you got your ban?
It could have been, but we don't talk about that.
Maybe the goose got everyone.
All respectable people here.
I was thinking about it in my head. I'm like, nah, surely one of you two are going to say it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, nah.
There's just so many memories of Lucas dogging the boys. It's hard to pinpoint one, but you know,
honestly.
he said he'll be back next week and for all the future episodes. So we look forward to that.
And to get us excited for next week, he said he had a good story for us.
Good story, and we know
We don't know
Lucas-
what it is, but he's got a good story for us.
We know he can spin a yarn or two, that bloke. So looking forward to that, Lucas, and looking forward to having you back. And I'm sure the fans want you back as well, the couchies.
Oh, let us know if you don't.
Yeah, if you don't, we can.
Down in the comments below, we'll just cut him, honestly.
I think the podcast was a hit last week, so I don't know if it's without him. We're just got better. It's just crazy.
Yeah, we
It's
went
crazy.
from Matty C. We got the Matty C bump.
Yeah.
And then last week, another huge episode of, did I see like 10 million? Or
At least,
Yes.
minimum.
Yeah.
And that's just our earnings. It's crazy.
Wow.
But we'll stop the ramble, boys, and we'll get into the podcast accountability. Now, Lucas's top tip, it was Shalante with a loss. Dan's decision, Valentine Holmes, first try scorer, was a loss. Dib's jam, Shinzo,
The
to
closest thing to a win.
got a place, but it was a loss. Leachy's loss. Leachy's lock was a loss. Think about it. The unstoppable horse loses. Horse racing multi. The only thing that got there was James's place. It was a loss. The boys were in great form over the weekend, honestly. That's why they say gamble responsibly, honestly.
Yeah, I didn't have much of a bet over the weekend. I didn't get a winner in the bets that I did put on, though.
Yeah.
I would say we're at peak physical gambling
Yeah.
form, honestly.
Look, I think you can't have everything at once. Like, obviously, the podcast is booming and we're just going so well at that. Like, you can't be a good gambler and have a podcast going so well. So maybe we got to, like, ease up.
I didn't want to use all my good wins before going away this week on a punters club trip. Like,
That's
Yeah.
true.
you got to
That's
save
true.
your wins for the right times.
And, gamble responsibly, as we said. So don't back our win.
That's why when we get to the
Our
Melbourne Cup, we might have similar stories.
So what you guys are saying is you can't have a good podcast and good gambling career, is we sack the podcast off and we just start winning.
Professional gamblers, follow our Instagram for more tips.
We're going to become better than the Gator.
Oof.
Gator.
Gators thing's still running in the Melbourne Cup.
All right, horse racing, gentlemen. And as we were talking about, Melbourne Cup Day today, so we're full of adrenaline, full of pumping, What a race. Some people definitely won money. None of us here did. So, but the winner is Mark Zara, and without a fight. And wow, what a run, what a race. Winning Caulfield Cup, then Melbourne Cup is crazy.
First time in 22 years?
Yeah, the last time it was
crazy.
2001, which is a long time. And not only that, is Mark Zara getting back-to-back Melbourne Cup wins. Last year, Gold Trip, decides this year, although with a great relationship with that horse, he decides to leave that horse and go on without a fight, and then picks up two of the biggest races in Melbourne, which is crazy.
Leaves J-Mac with the scraps.
Yeah.
Fucking coming last.
He foreseen the future, and wow, I mean, we can talk about our bets. My bet was Gold Trip. I thought in a good spot at the corner, and I thought J-Mac can get us home. Out of nowhere, it just kind of, I guess, was gassed. It either gassed or injured, and it just pulled back to like 17th or something. Like, there was something wrong with the horse, or J-Mac was like, there's no point in going any further, we're not going to win, so just pull back. But I don't know.
Glue factory.
To the glue factory for Gold Trip. That'll produce some champion studs. James, your horse,
Lastochka?
and Lucas's horse, actually.
Yeah, it was running about 3 to 4 wide, sort of outside Gold Trip for most of the race. Sort of peeled around, looked all right, but didn't have the legs in the last couple of 100 meters, and that's, finished, I think, 13th mid-pack. But pretty early in that straight, you knew it wasn't going to get there.
A lot of the overseas horses who hadn't had a run over here did not perform as well as they thought they were going to. Vauban didn't even get up there as well, the favourite. Another horse that did all right to start the race, Dan, your horse. You didn't get your first horse that you picked last week on the podcast, but you had to repick, and it was all right. It wasn't too bad.
My second horse, Future History, I thought it was going to make Future.
It was.
Mate, when the Gator jumped on, I thought you were sure thing.
And then it jumped, and it's sitting around second or third. I think it was sitting at third at the start of the race, and then it just kept going up and up, and it started leading. I'm like, oh, you can't lead the Melbourne
way.
Cup at the start and still expect to win.
Not when you're paying that much money either.
Yeah, like, you're not going to win from here. And then, it what do you know? It didn't fucking win.
Didn't win. Yeah. Tough for all three of us, and Lucas as well. I'm sure a couple punters were on without a fight. I had a I had a couple horses in the race, and I ended up winning like $20 off without a fight. Yes, definitely made a profit there. Definitely made a profit. Unlike, I mean, some other punters who maybe got the trifecta or the first four paying like, I think the trifecta was about 10,000. First four was about 300,000.
326 to be exact.
Yeah, I mean, why weren't we on that? I don't know.
Look, you win some, you lose,
You lose
more.
more. 1-800.
858.
858.
Beautiful, guys, beautiful. That's synchronizing right there.
858.
858. I'm gonna get that number tattooed on my chest.
If we get sponsored by one of the big betting agencies, we'll get a tattoo on our chest.
Do you need gambling spells? Hey. Call this number. 858-858-0081. What are you talking about?
Oh, God. No
Why is
racket.
it backwards?
Another horse in the race. I don't know if you paid too much attention. I think that came second. Solcom these nuts.
That's all.
That's all.
That's all, folks. That's the end of the podcast. See you next week.
Started the race. It was the commentators called it out, saying it was three lengths behind, pretty much. Just it did not leave the gates too well, and slowly made its way back into the pack. And by the end of the race, it's running up the arse of like 3 or 4 horses as well. Yal Moreira could have butchered a Melbourne Cup victory there. He ended up getting second place, which is great. You can't fault that, but what could have been a win. And for my punters club, we had it in the Calcutta, which would have won us like $3,000. Instead, we got 1,000. Happy with that. Can't be sad with that. But yeah, unlucky for Yao. The 2 other horses were Shiraz paying like 120 or something.
Yeah,
like
120 something.
Bloody, that was if you've seen that coming, show us your bets.
Yeah, it would have been a nice little $10 each way or something, but
Tips,
by God.
slips.
Yeah, tag us on Instagram in those bet slips because I'd love to see that. And
So I think it was $8.50 a place.
yeah, and then Ashrun as well was paying squillions as well to get, and it got 4th place.
Yeah.
So
I looked
again,
at Ashwan. Dan got it in the randomizer.
the random number generator. You could have.
Oh, yeah, that's right,
Could have
yeah.
won squillions.
Not really, because it came 4th, but
Yeah, no, didn't get a place.
I completely forgot about our random number generator.
I had a bet on mine. It did nothing.
Yeah, I had to do it as well. Like I had already put my bets in, and then I seen the random number generator. I'm like, damn it.
I did the exact same thing this morning when you put up the post for the page, and I went, I forgot about that. I throw another $10 in.
Yeah. But yes, gamble with your head, not over it. You know, as I always say.
Lucky we made squillions on the podcast last week. Yeah.
That's why we're wearing suits.
Yeah.
You know?
That's,
We could afford these suits because we made squillions last week.
couldn't afford pants, but
I mean, it looks like you're wearing no pants right now.
yeah, I'm just going crutch this. Other races that did happen to demise, our knowledge. The Giga Kick Stakes. This was a race that Think About It was in. I was on, obviously winning the Everest in its last race. It had been on like 10 wins in a row. Oh, I think it was going for 10 wins in a row. I thought the field, it looked too good for it. Obviously not. It just didn't get to I think it needed a good lead, and then once it gets in the lead, nothing can catch it. But it kind of just trod with the other horses, and I don't know where Private Eye overtakes it. I'm like, Private Eye's a pretty good horse. I can understand that winning. And then Bella Nipotina comes and nips both of them and gets the win. I was, wow.
Wow.
It was a
What a-
name that
what a
I
win.
hadn't heard in horse racing in a while, but when it popped up, I was like,
Yeah.
wow.
Good run. And I mean, if Giga Kick was there, obviously it wins the Giga Kick Stakes. So
Mm.
as you would think, but another win for Bella Nipotina. Good stuff. And another big race. This was a huge race. I'm sure Lucas would love to talk about how bad Amelia's Jewel did in
Betty
this
Doctor
race.
Still running?
Yeah, still running. Obama Rumbai. I'm sure
Obambarumai.
Obamba Rumbai, the Japanese horse, comes over for one race and wins the Golden Eagle, wins a lot of money. I think it was 8 million, 10 million.
Yeah.
I think it's 10 million.
Huge race, and this one hurt me even more than the other losses I've talked about already, as my top punter for my punters club has been taken from me. And that's an L for me. But speaking of L's, we made a huge mistake, guys. I'd like to, the couch commentators, would like to formally apologise to all of New Zealand, our brothers, our fellow podcasters. We were wrong. And, we'd like to say on 3, guys. 3, 2, 1.
More talk here, more talk here.
And what that means is we're deeply sorry. We last podcast we said you guys don't get sport, and in that I think we jinxed all of Australia and Australian sports, as we got absolutely humped, guys.
Like, do we not get finals if they don't get sport? We don't get finals.
We don't get finals. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was a flogging. Biggest win, I think, from New Zealand against the Australians in the Rugby League.
Biggest loss Australia
Actually,
ever had.
if you notice, I'm
30-0.
in my black and white in representing.
In mourning, yeah. It's not Melbourne Cup Day. It's we're mourning the loss of Australian Rugby League and how bad we are.
I once ate a kiwi fruit, so I'm claiming to be Kiwi, and I'm wearing black and white to rep my colours.
So I'm
we called them our little brothers last week. I feel like we're now their little brothers, and we suck.
In words of Jerome Luai, they were our daddies.
They were our daddies. Nico Hines has work tomorrow. I don't know if he makes another rep squad with that missed tackle. I don't know. It was a bit of a step, bit of a tackle.
Yeah.
What can you
He
say?
was put into lock.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
More talk here, more talk here.
We're sorry, and we probably apologise.
We could talk about the Kiwi players that played well, but you literally have to go through all 17. They just dominated from start to finish.
But on the bright side,
Mr. Brightside?
No, didn't win its last race.
Magic Maguire. That's what I want to talk about. And speaking of Magic Maguire, we'll just get it straight into the list of questions. It's from Matty C again, our famous podcast guest. He has said, with Australia losing 30-0, thanks for reminding us, and a new Origin coach, do we think Teddy is done with rep footy? James, do you think Teddy's done with rep footy?
Yes. I wouldn't put the marker straight for him, but if he continues to play the same way, yes. He needs to up his game, change his game, do anything, because right now it's not working. Didn't work all year with the Roosters, didn't work with New South Wales, and then hasn't worked too well for Australia either. He needs to either change his game and adapt, or we look to Drinkwater, Latrell, Tommy
Pappy.
Turbo, Pappy, Gufferson, Dylan Edwards, although he played pretty bad
Nico
throughout the whole
Hines.
series.
Nico Hines.
Nico Hines, Will Kennedy, Brendan, maybe.
Will Kennedy?
What's about Dufty doing dead?
Matt Duffy, bring him over.
Still over in England?
Okay.
Dad, what do you think? Are you in the same opinion as James?
I think, he's probably done, Like, as James said, he's got to adapt. Like, he's been playing the same type of footy for the last 5-6 years, like with reps and shit. And I think they might give him game 1. And then if he plays like shit, I reckon drop him.
I don't think you can afford to. Like, how many times have we given away game 1 recently and just lost the series because of it?
True.
I'll throw my hat in the ring here. I think he should stay. I'm of the opinion that he is one of the best fullbacks in the comp, and I still arguably think he's better than Dylan Edwards, Latrell Mitchell, these guys in fullback.
But he doesn't set up any tries.
Doesn't he? Like, yes, this game, maybe the last couple of games hasn't. I still think in normal footy, he's still performing. He's still setting up tries in normal footy. Maybe Roosters didn't have the best of years this year, but is that all on Tedesco's back? I'm
captain, best player, apparently.
On a mill. Maybe you twist him back to that way, but I still think, I think he's a better player than Dylan Edwards in saying that he's now won 3 in a row in fullback. But
I
Is
think
that the
Dylan
players
Edwards-
around him, or is that
I think
Dylan
Dylan Edwards
Edwards
after
outperforming?
this is now back down on the run sheet. I
Yeah.
think a fit Turbo.
Yeah, fit Turbo is hard to go against.
I
to be
can't.
honest, but
I can't get. Even though Latrell's so talented, I wouldn't put him in fullback because we've seen him just not be there for things.
Yeah, his 1% plays are worse than.
And then
He's
Scott-
not an Origin fullback.
Scott Drinkwater, if it wasn't for that shoulder charge at the start of the year that like hit Corey Oates' head, he probably would have been right up there for Dally M.
True. Thanks, Matty C, for the listener question. I'd love to hear your opinion. Do you think Teddy's good enough to be in the Origin team? Do you think he gets dropped by Madge? I know Madge is you're a big fan of Madge and his work for the Tigers and New Zealand. So I'd love to hear your opinion, Matt. Drop it down below in the comments. But
Or just tell us face to face.
or tell us face to face, and I'm sure Teddy would love to hear what you have to say. Yeah. We have the Cricket One-Day World Cup, the ICC World Cup. We love speaking about the World Cup on this podcast, and we have our cricket guru over here, James. I'm keen to hear what you have to say.
I watched. So there was 3 big games that I was keen to watch this weekend. Watched a fair bit of all of them, to be honest. It's getting towards the pointy end, and the tragic in me is getting bigger and bigger. The first one I want to talk about is New Zealand versus Pakistan. So New Zealand come out and score 401, like 6 for 401 of 50 overs. Like it would have taken an all-time chase to beat. Seems impossible. Pakistan get out to a 1 for 200 of 25, and the rain, it gets rained out. So, but then through the Duckworth-Lewis system, because they had so many wickets and stuff, and they made 200 in half the overs, they got the win.
They won. And I remember you telling me earlier in the World Cup, you said it's like almost it hasn't been done, chasing down 400.
Yeah, it has. We talked about it last week with the Australia-New Zealand game.
Yeah, that was it.
They would have had to beat the record with 388 or whatever we scored.
Which is that's pretty
harsh.
stupid.
Like, sure, like the signs say that they could have scored it, but you don't know. Like, one wicket can turn to 2, 3, 4, and all of a sudden you're out for 350, and you go, "Ah, damn it, we didn't make it."
Mate, the double duck over here knows about tail end going back to back.
Yep.
All right, so the next game, the best game, Australia versus England.
Ooh.
So before the game, Australia lose Glenn Maxwell because he fell off the back of a golf buggy.
How many
Getting a
beers do you
concussion?
reckon he had?
As Stoiner said, boys will be boys.
Yeah.
But that's a big hit. One of our best hitters just got into some good form as well. Obviously hit that fucking 4,400 against the poor Netherlands. But so yeah, that hurts. Marsh, I think one of his grandparents passed away, so he headed back to Australia. If they didn't pass away, I'm sorry. I know there was something about that, but yeah, he had to head back to Australia for that. He's now come back. He'll be back for the rest of the tournament. But so we're missing 2 of our guns. We fielded probably our weakest team of the tournament, like not having them, and then we start off with the bat. Warner and Head both get out pretty cheaply. You're going, oh, fuck. How are we going to do this?
We suck.
Manish Labuschagne goes, hey, I'm not getting kicked out of this team just yet. Scores a 70-odd. Cam Green, who just popped back in, goes, hey, I'm actually pretty good on Indian wickets. I just played shit at the start. Stoinis comes in, he scores some runs. Zamps, Lucas's boy Zamps.
Boy.
As soon as
Boy
Lucas jumped
Zamps.
off the podcast, Zamps has been the best player in world cricket because he scored some runs in the tail, looked really nicely, got us to a 286, which wasn't a lot, but England suck.
England suck. And we did say last podcast, fuck the Poms, and we did.
Also, big note of Johnny Bairstow getting out first ball to Starkey, going down the leg side. He tickles it. Josh Inglis catches. First ball of the innings.
First ball of the innings. Love you, Johnny.
Love you, Johnny. Keep walking.
Love your work.
All right, and then the last game, the scariest game of the lot, first, second should have been a blockbuster. India come out. They start off really strong. I said to Brandon when he was going to bed, India's making a statement here. They slowed down in the middle overs, but ended up scoring a nice, comfortable 326.
Nice.
So you're thinking, South Africa have some really good batsmen. Sure, the pitch is turning a little bit, but they've been playing outstanding, and they were all out for 83.
Which is a solid effort. It's a good 83 though.
Yeah, good 83. So, funnily enough, you would think there could be no controversy in a game that there was such a smashing, but there was multiple DRS decisions that seemed a little fishy and have got people stirring online. One, and it looked like an edge, but there was no snicko from Virat Kohli. Virat Kohli also scored his 49th ODI 100.
Good stuff.
Equaling, was it Rachin Ravindra? Oh no, Sachin Tendulkar. I think his name sounds like Rachin.
Yeah.
I can't remember. But yeah. So congratulations on his birthday. 35. Happy birthday. But yeah, sure. It really looked close to the edge. There was no sound or nothing. So that one I was fine with. There was one of the South African batsmen, I think it was Klaassen, one of the best batters in the world, gets out LBW for a ball that looked like it was barely pitching in line, barely hitting in line, and somehow they gave it a lot more turn than what it looked like. It was a bit fishy. It wouldn't have changed the game, but yeah, it didn't look right. There's been a lot of
fishy over
there's been a lot of paid to win comments about India and the ICC and the BICC, but
isn't the ICC like run by India anyway?
The ICC is the international cricket,
no,
but yes,
that's where they have most, like,
when you fund most of the game right now, yes.
Yeah.
To be fair, we ran the game for a while with Packer.
Yeah.
England ran it when they started it, and then they still think they do.
But they're shit.
They just gotta keep walking.
And then the last thing I want to touch on, not so much the game, because who cares about the game, was Bangladesh versus Sri Lanka. It has no impact on the semis. But we saw the first ever international timed out wicket. Did you guys see this?
I have heard, and I still can't wrap my head around what actually happened.
All right, so the Sri Lankan all-rounder, I can't remember his name, sorry. Yeah. But anyway, goes to go out to bat, has the wrong helmet, calls the 12th man, get his helmet, grabs his helmet. Takes a bit of time, but he's making his way out, gets out there. Supposedly there's a law, because it's English, same as what they did with rugby. You got to be, we got to have laws. But anyway, so there's a law that you got to be out, and there's been a bit of conjecture about this. The umpire said 2 minutes, but then I've seen other reports saying 3 minutes.
Ooh.
They ended up appealing for it. The Bangladesh side, people say, like, this is probably a fair bit worse than the Johnny Bairstow
not in the
stumpy.
spirit of cricket here.
Because he didn't necessarily do anything wrong, but technically by the laws, the umpires they had every right to appeal, and the umpire had every right to give it. But yeah, it was not a good look. Bangladesh end up winning the game. They won by a few runs, but to be fair, they still had 9 overs when they got there. But you don't know, like one of the middle order batsmen just getting out for 0.
As we spoke earlier, it could just be the spiral down on the team if one player gets out. Well, that is rough. Yeah,
quite rough, quite interesting. Yeah. But that's the Cricket World Cup for now. We play Afghanistan tonight in a game that can secure us a 2nd or 3rd place, which means we don't have to play India in the first week of the semis.
No easy feat here, because we know the Afghanis are going well.
Yeah, they've been taking some scalps. Shores,
Might be
England.
Tuesday as well, by the way, not
Yeah.
Friday night. When
It
this
is
goes
Melbourne
up.
Cup Day, as you can see. Or here, you can hear
See
Yeah.
here.
And then I think we play Bangladesh our last game of the group stage.
Yeah.
And then I'll talk after that. Next week we start the semis, well, the one semi and the final. So we'll give a full wrap up then.
Then
What do you
we'll
think?
win the World Cup, so
Yeah,
that'll be good.
I mean, we're doing a lot better than we were at the start of it. so-
5 wins in a row now, guys.
Yeah,
5
we're
wins in a
third at
row.
the moment.
We're the best around.
Nobody's gonna get us down.
Oh, yeah. Speaking of World Cup, we got a World Cup player here, Ecuador International. Did you guys see how good I was on the Oztag field, guys? That fucking kick to myself, the little grubber. It's things that Sean Johnson would be happier.
I don't know if anyone saw it. I thought everyone was still watching my dummy that I threw to this other field.
My little.
I was still going off with the ref.
Look, I could have got 2 tries. I'm devastated. All right, now was a new segment last week and a recurring segment now. James is ad read. Do you have an ad read for yourself, or what's going on this week?
So I had some practice last week. It was quite successful, I
It was
thought.
really good. I think Waz's wacky footy goods have skyrocketed in sales. So.
Yeah. So
I don't know about you, but I bought some of those back to back dildos.
So again, as a legal disclaimer, these companies don't exist.
They don't exist.
They
And if
should.
yeah.
They should.
And if they do, we are sorry.
So this week, I want Dan to get some practice. All right, I want Dan to get some practice. I've sent you the script. So this time when he's looking at his phone, he's not just not caring about
I'm
my
not just
cricket
being
review.
ignorant. I was looking for scores on cricket, but anyway.
So let's go, Dan.
And try look down the barrel of the camera as well. Like, look up, read, look up. I really want a good ad read here.
This week's podcast is brought to you by Raiding Ricky's Demolition Crew. Your number one place to go if you need a blow up. Rick will blow up a press conference, a cameraman, or even his kid's former bully. So as they say, if you need a blow up, you don't call Rick, then you're a weak-gutted dog.
Couple of stumbles, so you
Yeah,
might
well,
need some
yeah,
more practice. So I'll
get
keep
better.
writing these scripts to help you get more practice.
Dan needs a couple more in him, I think. That's good. Can we get a live Dan blow up? Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, call Ricky's blow ups if you need a blow up.
Yeah, it's rating Ricky's blow ups.
Rating
Oh no, rating Ricky's demolition crew. Sorry.
Oh,
Jeez,
wow.
we all need some practice. So I'll keep writing more so we can get these right.
Now, arguably the best part of the podcast, Dan, it's Guess the Athlete. Everyone loves it.
Oh my god.
The ratings go up every time. The viewers just stick in for your Guess the Athlete. Dan, who are you picking this week, and what do we got?
It's gonna be you, Brandon.
Oh, fantastic! Everyone knows how well I go at this. So this
Yeah,
is
exactly.
gonna
That's why. Because I threw it to both of you last week, and you fucked it.
be good. 30 seconds was good.
Yeah, you're used
Two
to 30
people,
seconds,
half the
aren't you?
time.
Yeah.
You're used to 30 seconds, man. Come on.
30 seconds is a good time. You guys go longer, or what?
All right. Fuck, timer would help.
Okay, all right.
Stop. Reset. All right, Brennan. Are you ready
I
to rumble?
was born ready, Dan.
Are you ready to guess the athlete?
I am.
Starting from now.
NRL.
Yes.
Fuck yes, I'm so good at this. Sydney team.
No.
Well, that was a no, it's Raiders.
Yes.
Okay. Current player.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Centers.
No.
Okay. Halves.
Yes.
Okay. Does he have a really big nose?
No.
Fuck. Oh, does he like to blow up at people?
Maybe.
I have my answer.
What is your answer?
Was it Raging Ricky's?
Does he have a side business called Raiding Ricky's Demolition?
Is it Ricky
Maybe.
Stewart?
I totally didn't think of it just then.
Fuck, I'm good. Oh man, I'm so good.
Who are you thinking of that had a big nose?
Laurie
Oh, yeah.
Daly, Loz's lock.
Loz's-
He stole his lock from Leachy's lock.
Oh, and he
obviously.
likes the blue suit as well, Brandon.
Yeah,
Oh.
okay.
Ooh.
I thought it was him, but my brain was just, I'm just that switched on that I knew the next person was Ricky Stewart.
Well, I mean, the first one you were going for was Malmaningo.
Yeah, I was like, what would Dan be thinking? Australia? We talked about Australia getting flogged. Yeah, maybe.
We just talked about Ricky's side business.
Yeah, I know. Well, that was a great segment again, Dan. I thoroughly enjoyed, but we move on. We move on to the next part, and it is we're going to talk just a little bit of UFC, guys. It's just a little chat here. Nothing too big, but there was a couple fights that have been booked for next year. I don't know if any of you guys seen these.
No.
But Sean Strickland will be fighting Dricus Duplessis in January, which is a big fight for Dricus, as he beat our boy Rob.
That he can breathe.
His first big fight, and now he's on to versus Strickland for the title. And a lot of people thought Hamzat would get this opportunity, but maybe it could be the injury. I seen a video from Charles Sonnen that he was talking that Hamzat doesn't like to say anything. So like people have asked him, was he injured, all this sort of stuff. He just doesn't reply. He just doesn't care. But maybe that would be the reason he didn't get this title fight. I don't know. But either way, it's going to be a big fight in January between those two. But the real fight, did you have something you were jumping?
Wasn't Dracus supposed to fight?
Adesanya.
Yeah, Adesanya.
Then
and he-
Strickland beat Adesanya.
Yeah. So that's another thing Charles said. Like, Dracus pulled out of that fight. Didn't have injury or anything. Just didn't want to fight Adesanya, which is kind of bitch shit.
I thought he did have an injury.
Kind of beta male stuff. Well, Charles said he didn't. No, I believe Charles.
Yeah, I would say,
He would
Charles
never say
has
I lied to
never
me.
lied in his
Yeah.
life.
Never.
But,
Or just said his opinion as fact.
so I believe Charles, and if Dricus just pulled out of the fight and Strickland stepped up and took the fight, I don't think Dricus deserves the title fight. But who knows? The other big fight in February, and he's our boy Volkanovski is fighting again. He's defending his title. Is it too soon? I don't know. It's February, so it is a little bit extended. But he's coming back from a fucking big head kick, and he's fighting a up-and-comer from his division that he's not, like, ranked too high, but, like, he's just been storming through every opponent so far. Elias Tapira, or Ilia Tapira, I believe you say it.
I wish he waited a bit longer.
Yeah. I do think I don't want to see him.
Imagine he comes
comes
back a bit too early. He loses this, which touchwood is my
anyway,
goat still.
Oh god!
But all of a sudden, we see the slide happen with so many fighters,
Yeah.
and I don't want to
Yeah.
see it happen to my boy.
I mean,
the wing
it
bang
is-
hero.
It is 4 months,
Yeah,
but yeah, like, you never know with fighting. Like,
it can definitely hurt your confidence getting
Yes.
sent to the shadow realm.
definitely after the first, like within the first round, like Volk did
Yeah.
against.
But other than that, there's another fight. I believe the third one is Sean O'Malley defending against. I'm trying to remember his name. I can't, but he's defending his title as well. There's 3 fights announced by Dana, which some good fights, and I'm keen on those. Keen on some big fight ups in the UFC. I think there may have been another Islam versus Oliveira as well, which would be interesting to see.
That'd be, yeah.
Because that one obviously didn't go through. But future fights are interesting. There was a fight night that your man Derek the Black Beast Lewis fought in. And he fought a jiu-jitsu black belt who just literally just stayed on top of him for the whole thing, did not try to actually choke him out or anything, so won on ground control, which is pretty shit.
Oh, I
Not
saw
gonna
a lot of
lie.
memes about that.
There's really got to be something that they look into not giving a fight for that. Like, at least attempting to get submissions is something, not just ground control. I hate that. That would have been, they said, people were saying they felt robbed and they didn't have to purchase the fight.
Yeah, it was a
So,
free fight.
You know, it was bad there.
You know what I'm wondering? When his next fight is?
Who's that?
Izzy.
Izzy.
When's he gonna make his comeback?
He has said he's going to take a long stint. And John Jones has actually came out and said, good on him, and like take as long as you need, because when you're on top of the game for that long, and then he
It was a fall from grace.
Yeah, it was a fall from grace. He really didn't like lose that fight too bad, but he
looked out of it.
Yeah, he was out of it. Yeah. Didn't seem like he was on that night, and just got outboxed by Sean Strickland, which like no one's seen happening. One of the best kickboxers of all time, best kickboxer in the world, gets beaten by Sean Strickland, the boxer. So that was
I saw something interesting, and that's why I jumped on my phone, because I saw it on Reddit earlier.
You ain't doing it, Dan. To me.
No, I remembered seeing it earlier, but I just needed to remember exactly what it was. Dustin Poirier put out a sort of cryptic tweet, because he didn't say any names, but he just said UFC 300.
Ooh.
What do you think? Is it a Connor?
Connor back. He is in the
Connor Poirier 4.
He's back in the doping like systems as well, like the testing system, not doping. He was doping. Now he's back in the testing.
They changed the testing now.
Yeah.
Would Connor take Poirier again though? That's the thing.
Well, broke his leg last time. He wouldn't be happy about that.
Yeah, true.
I think Connor will take an easy fight for his next fight, so he gets a win,
Well,
and then gets a title fight.
It's like meant to be Chandler, but who knows what's happening there.
I do think that would be sick though, UFC 300. Even if he wins or loses, like you want to see Conor McGregor in the ring one more time, one more chance. And if he wins, well, that'd be a story. But as you said, it could be Gafchi, it could be anyone. Maybe it's Makachev. Maybe, who knows?
I mean, he's 35 years old, and like, at what point do you say?
Yeah.
At what point do you say, yeah, my body's given up? Like,
fighters fight long because you don't even hit your peak till like 30 to 32.
Like, I'm pretty sure Whitaker's like
around the same age. Yeah.
I respect him. Like he's a billionaire, or multi-millionaire.
Yeah.
And he still chooses to train in like martial arts and wants to fight.
Yeah.
He obviously broke his leg and probably had to allegedly get on steroids to probably heal that really quick and make his body a lot more almost stronger.
Almost definitely did, allegedly.
Allegedly. No, I do respect him for wanting to continue fighting and trying to get back in there. The first double champ, and who knows? You do nothing. So
you do fucking nothing.
That's UFC talk wrapped up though.
I'd just like to apologize to absolutely fucking nobody.
It was his best line ever, and a lot of the other stuff was cringe, but that line was good.
Still the best shit talker, Chow Sutton. Fight me.
I remember when he threw a chair.
They were trying to feed a bus.
Carrot to a bus. This camera big enough to fit the biggest arms in Australia. Anyways, gentlemen and couchies and ladies, we are into the NRL talk now. And, well, NRL season wrapped up, but it seems every week we still have more to talk about. So this might be the end of it, though.
Because now we start getting random transfers, scandals, pre-season. There's going to be a lot of training the house down.
Oh, yeah. NRL never stops, but what did stop was Australia's hearts over the weekend. And it was New Zealand defeating us 30-0. We already, mentioned a bit, but it was a shutout. And, I've been saying it for a little while now. I usually say Nico Hines is the best player in the world, but I now say Ronaldo Mulatalo is the best winger in the world, hands down, after that performance. Played his best game, I think, ever. Played his best international game ever. Boys, I'm keen to hear your opinion on Ronaldo and, the game.
The crazy part is Ronaldo did all that and was probably like their 6th or 7th best player.
Yeah, which is crazy.
All I want to say about Ronaldo is that tackle on Valentine Holmes.
Oh, that was
a bone rattler.
It was so good.
Like, fucking hell.
But I alluded to it earlier, or I may have even just outright said it. We could talk about every single player from New Zealand. Like, both halves, Humes and Brown, were outstanding. They ran like 30 times combined or something like that. Like, and then they're ball playing on top of it because they ran so well.
Made Ronaldo look pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say it.
And Hughes made Osako look good on the other side, and the forwards, Fisher Harris, Leota, and then Joe Tapine, probably the best on field.
And Griffin Neame with one of the best steps of all time.
Yeah.
Not Nico's defense.
Sure made Dylan Brown look even better. Just sort of shovel the ball on. Oh, got to try this.
Yeah.
So, again to New Zealand, more Taku here. More Taku here.
Yeah, look, we're sorry. You guys pumped us. Heads down the worst.
But,
Dan,
before we go, I'll let Dan continue with this. Chance Nicole Clockstad.
Chancey.
So, what I was going to say was, what did we say last week? New Zealand were going to come out and put a number on us.
This is true. We did jinx ourselves. And
so we said it.
Look, I don't usually remember what we say most weeks.
Yeah, I was like, what did I say? Did I say something racist?
More talk ahead, more talk ahead. No, but we did say last week that New Zealand could be just like holding back, waiting to fire.
They played possum.
Yeah.
Similar to Adesanya's done before. Part of the New Zealand culture. That's racist. All right. James, Charles Nickel said he's a fucking weapon.
Was it 3 broken ribs or something?
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
And just
2 weeks in a row, man of the match performance this time, 200 plus meters. I think it was like 270. Let's call it 300.
In no world, RTS comes back and takes that spot from
and one of the best things Andrew Webster did was he came out and said when they signed him, we've signed him for centre.
Yeah.
But like, I want to go back. I remember hearing rumours, like when he started playing well before the grand final, when he started playing well for Raiders, that there was talks and interviews with him, and he at the Warriors personally asked the coaching staff and Roger whether so that he could train at fullback because he was just a shit winger at that stage. I remember, he asked to train at fullback behind Roger, knew that he could never get the spot above Roger, then took the job at the Raiders, killed it in preseason.
And arguably, one of the best years of his career, and for a Raiders fullback as well. Like I feel like he got them to the comp. Do you remember that year he kept doing the Cupid? Like every time he scored so many tries that year.
He took him to a grand final. Unfortunately, cramped up in it.
Yeah,
but also he just gave everything he had.
And he signed another contract that year. He took unders because he wanted to be a part of the team. Then Ricky goes, Xavier Savage looks pretty good.
Looks like he could be the winger for our reserve grade.
And then Xavier Savage is not even talked of in the starting
this year. They
team.
had to play like makeshift. Sebastian Chris, who did an all right job, but was nowhere near chance.
They changed their fullback around so much this year.
And now he comes to Warriors, has another year that gets them
makes a top 4.
Top 4, and then, as you said, from New Zealand, wow, what a performance.
Just, what a, and it's not, obviously it's not over yet. But, what a half his career has taken from being a winger that was a reserve grade winger to taking his destiny in his own hands and really taking his career by storm.
If you want to go even further back, I remember our mate is Nathan Kluckster. We call him Clockstad because that's what
he calls himself.
We've grown up knowing him. But he actually started in the 20s for the Storm.
Yeah.
So he was actually a part of their system. And I remember Nathan telling me about him, like, he's really good. He just needs like some actual game time and like to be seen. And obviously, as you know, he went to the Warriors. That's where your story picks up. And the rest is history. He's come back to the Warriors and killing it. So
it's just a real feel-good story to see him playing so well.
And that's what, like, the whole, I think, New Zealand's couple of players, Famanu Brown, Asako, like, some of these players have just feel-good stories where they've just come back to this season.
Even, like, to an extent, Kieran Foran.
Kieran Foran in dummy half. He said, if that's my last game for New Zealand, I will go out happy. Like,
Oh, fucking oath.
And then you got the future. You got Fisher Harris, Leota, both like 27 or something like that. Fisher Harris, like, first tournament as a captain. You got the halves that are fucking, when they play like that, they're the hottest halves in the comp.
Yep.
As we say, 30 to deal. So
Just speaking of Leota and Fisher Harris, was it Matty C that said something about them two beating the Broncos players in 2 finals in 2 months or something?
Yeah.
Oh, that was the other thing. I don't think Haas, Tino, or Carrigan ran over 100 meters.
That's
Unheard
not
of.
good. Yeah.
Unheard of with their stats.
Especially Haas. Like,
Yeah.
and Haas is usually.
No, I'm like echoing something that I heard. I might have one of them wrong, but
Yeah.
that none of them played anywhere near what they usually do.
Which is unfortunate.
Tough, and we apologise. We've said it a million times. We're sorry, guys. We're sorry.
More toko here.
Now, a couple other games happened this weekend.
Did they?
Yeah. Well, that was we had PNG defeat Fiji, which is a flip of last week. They got pumped last week and then come out and beat Fiji, which had a team full of stars. And one star in particular, Wonga Blake, showed up. He got a double, but didn't help the team out overall as PNG get the job done. 32-12. How good.
Walker Blake is playing for that contract.
She's really trying.
He could be the best player in England by far. if he just played semi-consistent, he could be a fucking great NRL player.
If he learned how to pass, honestly. Put him on the wing. Oh, we
And
found
catch.
out how that works. But no, PNG, they're going to be the 18th team, it looks like, and they've got some stars coming through the ranks.
Who was the hooker, Ipapi or something like that?
Yeah.
He looked good. What was like 7 tackle busts or something like that? Like,
Yeah, their team definitely looking good. And if they could, I honestly think the halves they have, surely they could get an NRL contract somewhere. I know, like, they're probably playing reserve grade, or I think Lamb's in.
Yeah,
Lamb.
Lamb had a pretty good year. He's playing. Can't remember what club, but he's playing under for his dad's coach.
I can see them maybe even playing for the Pacifica Bears. But who knows? Another big game that happened. Well, actually, it wasn't really that big. It was 3 weeks in a row. England defeat Tonga. This time 26-4. It was a pretty poor performance. 3 performances from Tonga. It's supposed to be one of the top, like, 4 teams. Tough outing. I didn't get to watch much of it. Did you guys see any of the highlights?
I saw one try.
Yeah.
Did you see that try where they threw the ball around so much and then they kick across field as well to finish it off? And
it was good. And it just, I don't know if it was the halves or just being over in England for the 3 games, I guess. It could do something, but I don't know. It just didn't look good for the Tongans, and
it does look good for England. Like, England Rugby League for the last 15 years had looked pretty poor.
In speaking that Wellesby, I've seen he's been circulated in a couple of clubs as well. Like, they've got some players that are performing well in the Super League to the point they did win the World Club Challenge. Like they are getting close to the NRL level, I would say, just off. Obviously, it's still the retirement home of all NRL players. So I can't say that.
Mitchell Pearce makes the grand final.
I can definitely say that their best players, they put all their best players, which they are, they can beat NRL squads.
Better than NRL squads like that.
I'm saying that there is some NRL players in there.
Yeah.
But it's majority English
I think-
Super League players.
Also, I think that was Elliot Whitehead's last international game, and Will Hopowate's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I see? I'm trying. I don't know. You might have to get the research out. But did Victor Radley get a 10 in the bin?
Oh,
And if he
probably.
did, it would be
Probably.
fucking hilarious.
It's Victor Radley.
It is Victor Radley, yeah.
I'm not even going to search it up. I'm just going to say
Okay,
yes.
We'll just say it's factually true.
Allegedly.
Victor, how dare you?
Victor the Inflictor.
He inflicted
I
too
heard he
much.
killed a guy on field.
Yeah, he inflicted. There was more chatter after this series of games that Christian Wolf has come out and said he's thinking about stepping down as the coach of the Tongan team. He's definitely brought them to heights in the international levels, and this is definitely a low point for them, losing 3 in a row. But he is the assistant coach of the Dolphins. They've had a somewhat decent first year. I don't know if there's many more coaches that I would be looking at. I don't know, James. Any thoughts?
The thing is, I don't mind this. Well, firstly, Christian Wolf is meant to, like, the plan is for him to take over the Dolphins, not this year, the year after.
Yep.
So he's going to have to step down from Tonga. You'd imagine sometime. It's not like he's been coaching for years that he can do both jobs at once. And for Tonga, it's just not working right now. They need to freshen up somehow. How do they do it? I don't know. But that's the World Cup. They were pretty disappointing.
Yeah.
Then they come here. They lose 3 games. Didn't really look in any of them.
Which is, it's rough. Like, they have a lot more players choosing the eligibility for Tonga.
Do you reckon Madge could somehow do New South Wales, New Zealand, and Tonga at the same time?
I reckon he could.
Possibly,
Yeah.
possibly.
Especially when New Zealand and Tonga are reversing each other.
Yeah.
Dan, any thoughts on Christian
Yeah.
Wolf stepping down?
It would, like, obviously, as James said, he's going to have to eventually.
Mm.
But yeah, I think it's just the pressure is getting to him.
Yeah, I would say that. There would have been a lot of fans not too happy with
Yeah.
3 losses in a row.
And then, as James said, with their performance in World Cup as well.
Mm.
But did you guys know that Tyson Frizzell switched his eligibility to go play for Tonga?
Yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I might have said it a couple of weeks ago, but it just came into my head just then.
A lot of players have been going to their like grandparents or parents'
Yeah.
side. And, full hats off to them, full respect. But it just seems Tonga's just missing. I don't know. Maybe Latu Fainu might get some more development into his.
Yeah, Leachy Fainu. They weren't playing the Dolphins kid either.
Yeah, Isaac Atar.
Yeah.
And I fucking what's Talatau Moans in fucking jail.
Yeah,
at the
they
moment.
haven't-
They were playing Hopewade at fullback, where you've got Cooler that played 2 outstanding games at the end of the year at fullback and
Yeah.
centers. Like, they've got a young, talented team that can really take it to everyone. But yeah,
rough for the Tongans. This might be out of pocket. We might cut this, but they got a pretty good side in jail at the moment. Talatau Moan and Manasi Fainu.
Leave it in.
now do I have to search up sorry in Tonga?
That'll be next week.
Oh god. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Alright. How many minutes have we we've done alright.
We've been rambling for enough.
Yeah, we're up to an hour. There'll be cuts that'll probably bring it down to like 50 something, but should be
Yeah.
alright. Now, some say the best part of the podcast. I say the worst after last week. The couch commentators' best bets. I'm looking forward to seeing if any of us have a bet at the moment. I'm going to go to Lucas. He's not here at the moment, but I'm sure he has something juicy for us.
G'day guys, Lucas from the Couch Commentators podcast here. I'll be back on the show next week, so I won't have to be doing any more of these video in tips. My tip for this weekend, we're going to go to Sydney. We're going to go to the 5 Diamonds at Rose Hill. We're going to follow the Queensland Raider Antino, who has been very unlucky in a couple of his last starts. I think this weekend he gets the job done. So that is Antino. in the 5 Diamonds at Rose Hill. Happy punting.
Well, Lucas, I can't believe you picked that. That's
Black Caviar's come back.
that's crazy.
And I can't believe the racial slur you said. Wow.
Disgusting. You dogged the boys again.
Weak, gutted, dog.
Now we'll go to the top punter, Leachy, who is I. He's lock. I'm excited to see what I have. Hey, punters. Leachy's lock here again. We're going to Flemington, race number 6 and race number 7. That's right, I'm changing it up. I'm doing a bit of a multi myself. We're going to pick 2 horses that are going to win, both at short odds, but together, big odds. So we got Imperatriz race 6 at Flemington, and then into race 7, Mr. Brightside. So back to back, I'm going to win it. Easy money. It's about $5.32 at the moment. Gamble responsibly. Good luck, punters. Wow, what a fucking bet. That's marvellous, honestly. Good stuff. Now, James, do you have a bet for us?
No, I'm going to have to find something. I don't know if I'll go back to horses or not, but
Well,
I've got to find something.
We'll go to Jim's Jam.
Hey guys, this week's Jim's Jam, we're going to Flemington, race 8, number 11 per RS. It's paying about $5.50. We're going for the win here. Other than that, fuck, did you guys see Maxi? Fucking hell, 200. Stick cricket shit. Alright, cheers.
Scooby-Doo.
Wow. Oh my God, man. We're getting so good at punting. I'm so happy with it. Dan, do you have any decision for us?
Look, future Dan's going to have to take it away here.
Oh, beautiful. It's future Dan, take it away.
All right, future Dan here with Dan's decision this week. I always call it Dan's done decision. This week, we're going for cricket with the One Day World Cup. Going for Australia's last match being Australia vs Bangladesh. We're going Glenn Maxwell to be Australia's top run scorer. He's in top form. The Big Show's back. Paying $7.25. Gamble responsibly. Bet with your head no over it. 1-800-858-858 is the number to call if you need help. Happy punting.
Oh my God. Wow. We are some of the best punters
Am I
in the
going
world.
back to Dan's dumb decision? That seems pretty stupid.
We are the best punters alive, and I'm so glad we could do all of that live for you guys. As for the Couch Commentators horse racing multi, look on the Instagram. It will be juicy as always. Hopefully, maybe we'll just pick all places and
I was
get
about to say,
something.
at least somebody could pick something last week.
At
Fuck.
least I picked a place this week and I still didn't fucking win anything.
And listener bet. Look to the Instagram, and you will be able to be the listener bet. But anything else, gentlemen? Any tidbits you want to add?
I can't believe we've just done it again.
Down at the end.
Boys, more taco here, more
More
taco
taco.
More
here.
talk here. More talk here.
We're creating magic here at the Couch Commentators, and this is a great podcast. Like, comment, subscribe, follow the social medias. And Lucas is a dog. See you
Gamble
later.
responsibly.